Okay, we are here. Now, first, before I do anything, let me give a shout out to Spiritual World, okay? And I say Spiritual World because this is his YouTube channel. I couldn't find this interview, this specific one. I found other interviews, but this is the interview that I just have to use, and it's his channel. And so I'm going to give a shout out to him. He doesn't have a lot of subscribers, 449, but this is something that popped up. So I'm sure if you guys are in this XRP world, you have heard of this guy. He's got a Twitter and a YouTube channel. So we are here, and we're going to pay attention to some things. And what I want you to pay attention to is who this lady is. This lady is Ellen Brown. And I really, really thought I saved... Did I not save? I thought I saved who she was. Okay, so I didn't save who she was. So now we got to do this instead. Ellen Brown Banking. Okay, you need to know who this lady is. So this lady who's speaking is a little older here. See, she was born in 1945, but she is in charge of basically what she did was reset the system for public banking. And that means not really working with the Federal Reserve, but state banks. That's kind of her focus. Okay, she's kind of a big deal. She's kind of a big deal. She's done a lot. And I want you to listen. It says here, let me read this. Is an American author, attorney, public speaker, and advocate for alternative medicine and financial reform. Most prominently, public banking. Okay? So that's where she is. Now, there was a couple interviews, but this is from recently. I'm going to put my headphones on so I can hear what this says. And then go from there. Okay? So let's give this a shot. Let's give this a play. And why don't you guys take a listen?
Reset issue. We do need to bring down the current system. I mean, we need to level the playing field and start over. We need a reset, but we don't want their reset ever. I mean, the whole system.
Who are they working for, Ellen?
Yeah, those families that have been in control of banks for the last 300 years and have been collecting interest on it. Or you could look at BlackRock and Vanguard. Vanguard is owned by some big families that, you know, are unnamed. They don't say who they are, but we can guess.
Okay, so get there. Give a shot to Spiritual Warlord. I am going to go ahead and fast forward. Those were clips that you could see. Now let's fast forward to the sections we want to listen to. And I'm going to try not to sneeze in the mic right now. I feel like sneezing. I don't know why. Okay, let's go ahead and give it a listen.
I mean, is our politicians really working for us? Even if they think they're working for us when they go up there, you know, they're told. Even if
and just really buried very well, but
it's really working for us. Even if they think they're working for us when they go up there, you know, they're told you're going to vote like this, and or else you don't get the money to, you know, get reelected, whatever. I mean, the whole system.
Who are they working for, Ellen?
Yeah. Well, I would guess
it's about the money, so you must have an idea.
Well, I would call it the British system. I mean, it's that same thing that we've been infiltrated with ever since when they lost us as a physical colony. I don't mean British like the British people, because, you know, we all know British people that we like very much, etc. It's not the people, but you could say the British bankers, but then yes. I'm sure they're perfectly nice British bankers out there too. It's that system that
well, isn't that a system that is set up by the oligarchs and the royals and the, you know?
Yeah, well, you can trace it back to, I know Tom Loanger calls it old European money, and that's what's behind the World Economic Forum, and they want to keep their money. Or you could look at BlackRock and Vanguard. Vanguard is owned by some big families that, you know, are unnamed. They don't say who they are, but we can guess. You can guess that those families that have been in control of banks for the last 300 years and have been collecting interest on it are very wealthy by now. They're multi trillions of dollars. And then BlackRock itself, you know, is basically when they say you will own nothing and be happy, who will own it. We already know BlackRock already virtually owns everything or controls everything. So yeah, there's that whole network, and they are Larry Fink, who is president or CEO of BlackRock, is also on the board of the World Economic Forum. So, you know, it's
Then Ellen makes a
Do you hear that? These are some of the things that we have spoken about on this channel. And I think it's important to hear those names again. You got BlackRock, Larry Fink, Vanguard. These are things that we talk about a lot. So much. We talk about it a lot. And she just mentioned Vanguard, right? And we'll get into this article here in a second. But I'm going to let this continue. I want you guys to hear these clips because this woman is involved and she's just telling it. And she doesn't even want to say. She goes, who are they? She goes, well, follow the money. Because, you know, I mean, I don't even know if I can say this name. Can I say Rothschilds on here? Right? Can we say the Gates? Can we say the Vanderbilts? Can we say, let's see, the Rockefellers? Are we allowed to say those names without this channel getting banned? I guess we'll find out. Let me go ahead and let these play some more.
Their stranglehold.
in various ways. We have done things that separate us, you know, that are actually sweet.
She's communicating.
Here we go.
How do we get rid of their stranglehold?
In various ways, we have done things that separate us, you know, that are actually going to bring down the World Economic Forum or make it so that their system is not going to work.
Is there a financial way to do that?
It's looking like, that's what I'm saying, that this wrench that Russia and China and India, you know, if they form their own alternate global,
she's referring to BRICS
reserve currency,
BRICS,
that will throw a wrench in the gears. And so that's what I'm saying. In the long run, that's a good thing, because we do need to bring down the current system. I mean, we need to level the playing field and start over, which is exactly what the Great Reset is.
Did you hear that? It's exactly what the Great Reset is. And that's what I'm excited about. Like, we're not crazy. I got one more clip for you. Ready? Here we go.
That is, we need a reset, but we don't want their reset. We need it reset in a way that serves the people. And how do we do that? Very good question. And that's what we all are working on, is trying to formulate a system that doesn't have loopholes in it. I mean, arguably maybe some form of cryptocurrency. I don't think Bitcoin actually works as a, you know, you can't, it's too, Bitcoin is like gold. There's not enough of it to have an expandable economy that can expand so that the economy itself can grow.
Then she mentions, you know,
So I don't think we need to go into anything else. She talks about like the original BSV Satoshi concept or whatever that she's been told about the original Bitcoin. I gotta take these off because that's the last video clip about the original Bitcoin. And we'll see, because we know Craig Wright is in all of that. So we don't know what the original Bitcoin is. We don't know. But she just brought that up. She said she doesn't know much about crypto, but she's heard through her connects that BSV is the actual crypto. And that's interesting. And I'm not going to go into that because I want to continue to move forward with the Great Reset updates for what's going on in our world today. And she talked about Vanguard. And here's one right here. Vanguard, right, is part of the world, you know, the powers that be. And they don't want what? This. They made their money. They got the retail people in it. They got America. I really think it's America locked into this system. It says Vanguard is to end support for Grayscale and Bitcoin and Ethereum products. It says Vanguard, and this article, guys, by the way, was 3 days ago. Vanguard notified clients today that it would be halting its support for over-the-counter securities. Now, I wish I would have came across this article 3 days ago, because that's when this correction started 4 or 5 days ago. This might have been one of them keys to say, hey, we're dumping on you. And now here's the direction it goes. Didn't find this till last night. So this means that both Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and Grayscale Ethereum Trust will no longer be available for purchase. So now Vanguard has cut off GBTC, which is Grayscale, from being able to get bought from one of the largest institutes. And it starts, next week? I think the counter is, it says Vanguard's clients might soon be unable to purchase both Grayscale or Ethereum and Bitcoin. Okay, so, and it says here, GBTC and ETH traded halted. They've actually stopped it. So, starting April 28th, that's next week. So they're dumping ahead of the time. Sell the rumor, buy the news, right? Or buy the news, sell the rumor, or vice versa here. So will this continue to dump over the weekend with Vanguard slowly dumping its shares of Grayscale Bitcoin? I think they've been told they're no longer allowed to back it. They are no longer allowed to back it. So therefore, they need to move on. And that's what she just mentioned. Did she not just mention BlackRock? Did she not just mention Vanguard and the powers that be? And then she also said what? There it is. That she was worried about Russia, Brazil, India, and China creating their own system. And I said that, guys. That's called BRICS. And this is nothing different, nothing new. But what I did notice is that, and this is last year, I don't know how this slipped my mind, Egypt became a part of this. So there is a new financial system building under the surface right now. And it is, here are these top members of BRICS. And this is important. Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Bangladesh, the UAE, Egypt, and Uruguay. And it's happening. Like, I almost whispered like Biden, because it's really happening. Like, it's happening. This is the New Development Bank. Speaking of New Development Bank, where is it at? MoneyGram was sued by the U.S. is being sued by the U.S. New York for unfair remittance transfers. I just want to say this. MoneyGram, you're now being sued because you're charging too much and you're unfair. Well, you know what's crazy about that is, how do they know you were charging too much if they knew there was a way to charge less? And here's how they know they could charge less, because MoneyGram, which was using XRP under the guidance of the SEC 2 years ago, public shares and everything, made a lot of money, and then they went on the record saying, you know what, Ripple just paid us to do it, and we weren't really using it, and then after the lawsuit, they got rid of their partnership with Ripple, and then they're now partnered with Stellar, and now they're being sued. They didn't get the hint. They should have just stuck where they were. Should have just stuck what they were. And what sucks is I own MoneyGram stock. I bought it when I should have sold it when they left Ripple. But you never know. They might come back. We'll see where that goes. However, they're being sued. And I don't think it's a what do you call it? A coincidence. Speaking of coincidences, again, this is some quick news shots at you. Quick news shots at you. Israel dumps the dollar for China's renminbi. Beijing starts quietly acquiring Russia energy assets. Now, when I read this the other day, that Israel is now no longer in the US dollar, that bothered me. That bothered me because prophetically, this is a step towards prophecy in the scriptures. Israel consistently turns its back on God. Consistently. Right? It's just a consistent thing. Living by the rules, but not by the love. Turn her back, and the scriptures say things happen. This is another person. They're going directly to an enemy of God, an enemy of Jesus. China and their whole Communist Party and everything, the way they set up, is 100% China is God, Jesus Christ. You get killed in China for that. For believing in God in China, like outside of them, you were killed. Bibles have to be smuggled in China right now. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. There's several books. There are people. I know people. This is one of those. I know people that know people. But missionaries that go over there have been killed because of this. And so when I see something like Israel dumps the dollar for China, man, things are just not going in the right direction as far as this great reset is concerned. But in reality, it's going in the actual direction we already know, and that's why we're here. Because nothing is going to stop this. It has been prophesied, it has been written, and we are in there. And what do you mean? Like, oh, well, Hitachi creates fingerprint payment system. Okay, and we're firing towards the Great Reset again. This is what I'm showing you. You need to know, like, this is not going away. Reports a development vein-based biometric authentication system for payments using only your finger, like our phone. But now your finger is your payment. Your finger is your payment. Are you hearing me? Your finger is your payment. How's that going to run? How's that going to work? Hitachi, it says, system able to check in a hotel or make payment shops without a credit card or smartphone. The report says by simply placing a finger over a reader, terminals can identify the user to obtain information such as the credit card details for payment, but also information such as age, vaccination records, suggestions. The system could also be used for verifying age and aid to travel. The system can reportedly cut transaction times by at least 40 seconds. This is crazy to me. I feel like I want to do a whole deep dive into this, but you need to know it's there. And that's kind of why we're talking about it today. And last but not least, the DTCC is building its industry's first prototype to support digital U.S. currency in the clearing and settlement process as part of the Digital Dollar Project effort. Now I know when I upload this later, people are, all 50 people maybe will come view this and then move on about their life, and then somebody from another channel will pick this up and talk about it. But across the board, guys, across the board, it's happening. Vanguard, I'm going to show you again. Vanguard, dumping Grayscale and Bitcoin Ethereum products. Egypt has officially become part of BRICS. Israel is dumping the dollar for the Chinese renminbi and quietly acquiring Russian energy assets. Not to mention, Hitachi has now created a fingerprint technology on not just your phone, but anything to know everything about you. They're removing the phone, and now it's your thumbprint to know everything about you. Everything. How do you feel about that? Because the digital dollar is on its way. The Great Reset is not an if, it's a when. As she said, you will own nothing and be happy is the World Economic Forum's goal. But remember, if Christ is in you, you need nothing. If Christ is in you, you're okay. So don't panic about the Great Reset. Prepare for the Great Reset. And that's why we're here, to prepare for that Great Reset. Got me? All right. That's the end of this section, guys. Do that social media thing. Like, subscribe. Enjoy the clip after this not right now, but it will be in the posting. I'll throw in an extra clip before there because it's happening. It's happening. I don't know how much to go into it anymore, but you know what it is. It's happening. I appreciate you guys. Do that social media thing before we get into the next section. Let's go ahead and fade this out. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please make sure you like, subscribe, share this video, subscribe to this channel, and do the thing that people do on social media. At Twitter, at TikTok, New Creation Capital. Let us know, guys. Thanks so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Later, guys.